Welcome to Cl3ver, where we learn how to do just about everything. Quick fact! Did you know that men who get less than 5 hours of sleep per night have, on average, smaller testicles and lower testosterone levels than men who get more? Fun fact. Studies also show a link between lack of sleep and heart disease, diabetes, weight gain. It's just a whole slurry of messed up stuff. And you ladies don't get away scot-free. In fact, most of that seems to affect women more than it affects men. Except for the testicle part. That doesn't really affect you. Anyways, I bring this up because as of late, I've actually been having trouble getting to sleep. And that's honestly something that's totally new to me. Normally, I can pass out anywhere, at any time. I mean, like everyone, I've had like restless nights before, or times where I've woken up and just been like, bing, wide awake. But lately, it's just been really bad. Over the past couple of weeks, it's just been like constant. I can't get to sleep, and when I do get to sleep, it's like for an hour, and then I wake up again and I am just on. Thus, as I am wont to do, I began researching the problem so I can try to figure out a solution. In doing so, I learned two things. One, it's a super common problem, and a lot of you might be having the same one. And two, like any physical skill, with practice and a particular methodology, you can actually get better at it. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you what I learned about sleep. I'm gonna go over some of the factors that can affect good sleep, and also some methods on how to get to sleep faster. All of which have been tested by yours truly in an effort to keep my mind mentally sharp throughout the course of the day, and to keep my grapes from becoming raisins. If you get my meaning. If you don't, I'm talking about testicles. Let's level up this skill. Setting the stage. All right, so like with any physical activity, getting the proper amount of prep ahead of time is really gonna set the stage for success. I mean, if you're trying to run a marathon, you don't begin by eating a pint of ice cream and putting on some work boots. I don't know, maybe you do. I don't know what kind of silly shit you're up to. Anyway, let's start at the scene of the action. Your bed. Your bed should be just for sleeping. Well, maybe another activity too, but that is a completely different episode. We will not be covering that today. Though, it can aid in sleep. I digress. So our minds are really awesome at making associations. It's also a hopeless addict, completely enthralled with the happy chemical dopamine. And watching TV, gaming, watching YouTube, these are all activities that provide your brain with a hit of its favorite candy. I'm gonna be honest with you, that kind of makes me feel like you're a dealer. Hey kid, you wanna watch a video? Click this link up here. I got what you need. Apparently that's what I think drug dealers look like. Now, if you're anything like me, laying in bed feels like the perfect time to like catch up on my Instagram, watch some Netflix, do some gaming. Unfortunately, this causes your stupid brain to associate the bed with that dopamine hit you get from those activities. So just when you're ready to wind your day down and get into bed, your brain's like, got any of that YouTube, son? Got some of that YouTube? Or like a dog that perks up right when it knows it's playtime or food's coming. Seriously, my dog sees me put sunglasses on, associates that with going outside, and freaks out. Anyways, I guess what I'm saying is, no games in bed. Or TV, or anything that provides that hit. Especially not that. So your phone or tablet or whatever gives off blue light. Humans are diurnal by nature, meaning awake during the day, sleep at night. And the blue light coming off of phone screens, computer screens, tablet screens, whatever, is close enough to the wavelength that tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, wreaking havoc on your circadian rhythm, making you more awake while you lie in bed. Now you can counteract this by making sure your phone or whatever has a red light filter on it, but just having the phone in hand means you're probably going to be tempted to be checking your Instagram or whatever, bringing us back to the dopamine hit before. Better just not to use it. Instead, try reading a book. The act of reading has been proven to actually reduce stress and cause you to relax. Focusing on the story gives your mind something else to do, so you're not just replaying things that happen in your day or thinking idle thoughts. And actually physically focusing on the words causes your eyes to get tired, which is all conducive of sleep. But Cl3ver, I think reading is so boring. To you, I say two things. One, you haven't found the right kind of books for you yet. And two, boredom makes you sleepy. You're in bed trying to go to sleep. Check and mate, my friend. Checkmate. Another thing to keep in mind, and something that I have been severely getting wrong, is I've been underestimating the staying power of caffeine. Apparently, it can affect you for up to 8 hours after you've had it. And I'm someone who's a little bit sensitive to caffeine anyways, so my iced coffee that I've been having after work at 5 p.m. lasts me all the way till 1 a.m. in the morning before that wears off. And with that in mind, and having switched like what I drink afterwards or whatever, I actually see that. Like I feel the effects wear off sooner, and I get tired at the right times now. Where before, yeah, close to around 1 o'clock is when I even started wanting to go to bed before. Wouldn't be a bad thing were I in college or whatever, but I have like a job that I get up for 5 a.m. for. That's less than 5 hours of sleep. So, cutting off electronics about a half hour before bedtime, cool. Cutting off caffeine about 8 hours before bedtime, cool. We got it. Nice and easy. One last thing to set the stage, wander over to your thermostat and turn that sucker down. Turns out setting your sleeping area to a lower temperature helps facilitate something your body does naturally anyways. As you get closer to sleepy time, your body starts to lower its internal temperatures naturally, reaching its lowest temperature around 97 degrees about 2 hours before you wake up. It's also when you're reaching your deepest parts of sleep. So by setting your room to that lower temperature, say around 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, you help your natural clock out and you start getting your body prepped up for that deepest level of sleep. All right, so you've gone easy on the caffeine, you nixed the electronics, you lowered your temperature, but you're still awake. Now it's good for me because YouTube tracks audience retention, so the longer you watch, the better I do. But on the other hand, I guess I do care about your health, so here are 3 methods to get you to fall asleep faster. Method 1, 4-7-8. So I guess this breathing method initially comes from yoga, and it oxygenates the blood, relaxes your body, and helps you think about something else while you're trying to sleep rather than let your mind race. I liken it a lot to like the counting sheep, because you're counting the whole time. To do it, start in whatever your comfy sleep position is. I'm a side sleeper. I can't fall asleep on my back. Or if I did, it's like horrible for anyone around me. Just it's awful. Now inhale through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Once you've reached 4, hold it for a count of 7. Finally, exhale for a count of 8. 4, 7, 8. See? So again, by holding the breath longer, it helps oxygenate your blood. By focusing on the counting, it brings your mind somewhere else aside from thinking about the fact that you're not sleeping yet. And the breathing pattern kind of matches what you do when you're sleeping anyways. If you watch somebody who's fallen asleep, they exhale about 2 times longer than they inhale. They don't hold their breath in the middle, but you get what I mean. Just repeat it until sweet, sweet unconsciousness takes you. Method 2, 8, 16, 32. I know this one feels a lot like a locker combination, but this one's actually the most effective one for me. So it builds kind of on the last exercise a bit. We're still gonna breathe in for 4 and out for 8. We're gonna nix that 7-second hold in the middle though. But this time we're gonna count all the exhales. So we're gonna have a certain amount of breaths with certain amount of positions. You'll see. Okay, so in your first position, like I like to start on my back because I know that's not where I'm gonna end up. You do the breathing in for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 8 seconds, and you count 8 repetitions of that. So breathe in, out, that's 1. Breathe in, out, that's 2. You get it. Once you've reached your 8 reps, change positions. So like this is the first time I'll sleep on one of my sides because I know that's roughly where I'm gonna end up. But this time double the number of repetitions. So rather than only doing 8 of them and changing position, you're gonna do 16 of them and then change position. If you make it all the way to 16, change positions again and go to 32 reps. First night I tried this, I got to 10 of the second repetition. And the second time I tried it, one of my fire alarm's batteries decided to die around 10 o'clock at night and started chirping, and I didn't have a battery for it. So I made it past the 16 count, and then I turned around and I made it to 5 count, and I was out. So even with the distraction, this actually really worked for me pretty well. Method 3, Paradoxical Intent. Are you still awake? I thought for sure that last one would have knocked you out. Okay then, for my last tip for you to try to get to sleep, stop trying to get to sleep. This is called Paradoxical Intent. So in this scenario, your mind is basically Daffy Duck here.
He doesn't have to shoot you now. He just will have to shoot me now. I command that you shoot me now.
In actuality, sometimes you put so much pressure on yourself to fall asleep that it stresses you out and it brings you further away from sleep. I've been there a bunch of times, been like, oh my God, I've been awake for 2 hours. I can't fall asleep again, just go to sleep. So by doing the opposite and telling yourself, no, I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake all night. You give your brain permission to stay awake, and that stops being a stressful thing. In turn, you get more relaxed about it and you'll just end up falling asleep. Or you won't, and you'll just have a day. If that's what happens, leave it in the comments section. I wanna hear about your terrible day because of the awful advice I gave you. Okay, so now that I've lulled you into a relaxed state, here's the real purpose of this video. Hypnosis. Listen very carefully to the sound of my voice. you will raise your hand, extend your finger, and hit the like button. Now, hit the subscribe button. When you wake, you will feel well rested and have the overwhelming urge to leave a skill down in the comment section you want me to cover so I can add it to the list. All right, well, I better go. It's around 11 o'clock at night right now, and if I don't start getting to bed now, I won't. In the meantime, keep leveling up, you.